thought-provoking the future of finance. And for this, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Srivatsan Chari, who is the co-founder at 𝗙𝗂𝗃𝗃. Giving a brief introduction, he co-founded 𝗙𝗂𝗃𝗃 along with Archit Gupta and Ankit Solanki. At 𝗙𝗂𝗃𝗃, he wears many hats. He leads the product, design, content, and the marketing teams. His creative streak has helped him build a super simple UI experience at products of 𝗙𝗂𝗃𝗃. Prior to working with 𝗙𝗂𝗃𝗃, he, along with Ankit Solanki, founded 𝗕𝗏𝗡, where they built web and mobile applications focusing on design and tech. With this, please welcome Mr. Srivatsan with a huge round of applause.
So thanks to all of you. Thanks to the team for organizing this. So I'm going to speak about the future of finance. Very quickly, I'm Srivatsan. I've been building the products at 𝗙𝗂𝗃 along with our product and expert teams. We started building for B2B, started building for enterprises in 2017 with GST coming in, but we've been serving consumer finance before that, been building for tax filing, TDS, etc. So the journey in the past few years has been really interesting. And when we started, we didn't know the kind of problems, the kind of complexity that we were getting into, right? So we started by building simple workflows, disconnected products for finance teams and enterprises. And over time, we got the same kind of feedback from customers. Even though we were building workflows, even though we were building products, customers and people are always saying, look, the kind of scrutiny that the government is putting on every single invoice, on every single partner, that is crazy. That changes every week. So how are you sort of transforming? How are you helping us predict, manage risk? How do you help us respond pretty quickly? And even though there is software, and even though I have an ERP, I'm spending an insane amount of time on Excel, doing manual work, doing reconciliations. So I just need a lot more time to do whatever. I know exactly what I want to do, but the amount of time that I'm spending is crazy. So, and at the same time, we've seen costs balloon up in the past few years for finance teams, and but there's still a huge amount of focus that you have to put on growth and profitability. And while digital, etc., is a buzzword, I think people are really committed to spending a lot more to just solve their own problems today, right? And it's not just people here, but 92% of studies say that 92% of people in the Asia Pacific region are going to significantly ramp up their digital spends this year. But everyone already has a bunch of tools, everyone already has an ERP. So what does this fundamentally imply, right? While we've been building products for a very long time, now we've transformed how we think about this and how we look at solving for products by something we call the 𝗙𝗂𝗃 Finance Cloud. What used to happen and what's happened till now is that the finance team itself has so many different functions, and the number of other functions in the company which are touching the ERP, all of them have siloed software. You have a separate software for invoicing, e-invoicing, TDS, GST, secretarial compliance, income taxes, etc., etc. You don't, managing your vendors happens on phone, on Excel, a little bit on the ERP. So while everything is digital, all of this is not at all connected. So with the 𝗙𝗂𝗃 Finance Cloud, what we decided to solve for was bringing all of this on one solid platform. And in the past, while we've always been pushing for coming onto the software and then doing everything onto the software separately, with the 𝗙𝗂𝗃 Finance Cloud, what we're saying is, look, you have your ERP. Your ERP is a source of truth for you, and we will rely on that. We'll integrate with that completely. So the central schema of the ERP, that's what we will listen. So with the 𝗙𝗂𝗃 Finance Cloud, everything that you do in the ERP is completely integrated and completely synced. And context-aware intelligent automation, right? When all of you have sort of done projects where you've spent months integrating one thing, and it's a lot of sunk cost, right? You don't want to do that again and again for multiple products or multiple use cases. So what we do in the Clear Finance Cloud is one integration or one time, we sort of replicate the ERP with us, so that, and then build rules for every single use case. If you want to do, if you want to just go deep into ITC, you can define those rules on our platform. You want to treat vendors differently, you want to sort of give certain vendors an early payment, you want to block payments for non-compliant vendors, all of that can be configured on the software without having to go back and change the ERP every single time. So that's what we mean by like context-aware intelligent automation. And finally, the connected workflows, that's something that we are most proud of, because now with the Clear Finance Cloud, data from, like at the end of the day, you're dealing with sales, purchase invoices, you're dealing with payments, you're dealing with vouchers. The Clear Finance Cloud is able to understand all of that. So that basically means that data or invoices from one use case, whether it's e-invoicing or GST or reconciliation that you're doing, or finally even your audit, all of that flows seamlessly. You don't have to sort of ingest and bring that up every single time. So that's something that we are most proud of. These are connected workflows. That's what the team says, digitalize instead of just digitize. Digitize gets you siloed products. When you digitalize, you sort of bring all of this together. So here's a case study with a very large FMCG company. They have over 1 lakh invoices a year. I think about 50 odd GSTINs, and they followed a decentralized financial model. So every single factory, every single location would sort of account separately, but comes into like 6 different entities. Now, what ended up happening is there's like an insane amount of replication of work everywhere, and it was just like thousands of Excel files floating around. With the Clear Finance Cloud, like they were one of the early customers, we were able to just bring all of these 47 different locations online and reconciled, like bringing in data, reconciling data in hours and not days or weeks that it used to take them before. This saved them fundamentally weeks of effort. Data coming in for like the sales invoices that come in on e-invoicing and sales invoices that they wanted to create, which the ERP didn't support. All of that flows seamlessly into GST. All of that flows seamlessly into reconciliation that they're doing as well. Similar on the purchase side as well. Data that we digitize from the vendor portal goes all the way to approvals within the product, and it goes into GL coding, and it goes finally into payments to the vendor. The same invoice can be, you can choose to whether like give an early payment, or you want to process the payment, block the payment, etc., etc. All of that happens seamlessly on the software with just one single integration. So that's what we mean by digitalization and sort of a connected ecosystem. And so the kind of use cases that we solve is everything from just digitalizing invoices, handwritten invoices, PDF invoices that your vendors may give, all the way to like TDS, secretarial compliance, invoice discounting, etc., etc. So that's our connected ecosystem of products, and wanted to just invite all of you to try it out. I'll be around, happy to answer any questions. Thank you so much.